Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Betrayal at Krondor. We are still in Chapter 1, still exploring the area around here. So an interesting thing, and I had noticed it, but I didn't say anything. There's a building over here, but it only appears when you get close to it on the map, which is kind of a neat thing. Also, this guy is a spellcaster, which is kind of why it was so great to kill him with that spell. Oh, it was beautiful. I loved it so much. But now, there might be something down here. Or am I in the wrong place? I am in the wrong place. There it is. Okay, another Mordhel word box. Goreth scanned the runes embossed on the Mordhel clue plate, its text their only hope of opening the difficult word lock. Silently he stalks me, running as I run, creeping as I creep. Dressed in black, he disappears at night, only to return with the sun. And the chest is barking at me again. It's good. NRSA. Oh, okay. No, I got it. Shadow. There we go. Satisfied the magical locks had released, Owen tipped open the large wooden lid. And inside we find a magical scroll with the eyes of Ishop. Don't mind if I do. Let's take some of those. I might need to distribute those. Torch. Not yet convinced he should take the time to read over the missive's contents, Owen studied the yellowing parchment but found nothing particularly outstanding about the ink in which it was printed or the cut of the paper. Let's see. The Six have advised the field commander that Goreth of the Ardanian has now moved south. He may be accompanied by a seigneur of the Krondorian court. Be careful to monitor his activities and take measures where appropriate. So these Moradel word chests are a way for the Moradel to pass notes to each other, essentially. So yeah, we can see that they're stalking him. Also, Eyes of Ishap. Although he could have wished for better circumstances under which to study it, Owen broke the scroll's wax seal and began to read. After an hour's laboring with the difficult language, he was able to commit the incantation to memory. While the words on the parchment etched indelible patterns in his mind, the scroll grew brittle and crumbled slowly between his fingers like sun-dried leaves. I believe it has a time limit on it. These do not change, of course, so apparently the magic scrambles the letters. And I'm just going to put that note back. Because we don't need that taking up inventory space. I don't know that they sell for anything either. Okay, Goreth is still not healed. He's got all of his health back, but he's only at 16 out of 65 stamina. But that should be okay. I don't believe that Mordhel wordlock chests can ever actually be trapped either. So there is an advantage there. We don't have to worry about traps. Looks like there is a waterfall up that way. And a house up this way. "300 pounds of madman answered the door. Mm-hmm. The greasy-looking farmer said to himself, sizing up Locklear in a single glance. Should have known that some kind of stranger had to be responsible. For what? Locklear prompted. Don't play stupid. You've been keeping me up for the last 10 nights with those rackets to the west. Locklear shook his head. I'm afraid there's been a mistake, really. We'll be leaving you alone now. Rackets to the west. There's a cornfield over here. Do not see anything unusual in the cornfield, though. It might have been the wizard setting up the trap. That's the only other thing I can think of. Let's get onto the road. Alright, that should lead up to the house that we've already investigated. Got more old campfires. And another Moradel wordlock chest. Goroth scanned the runes embossed on the Moradel clue plate. Its text their only hope of opening the difficult wordlock. He gets short when he gets old. He goes out, then it gets cold. Chettles. Nah, I know this one. Candle. There we go. What do we have inside here? Some of these I genuinely remember. Ooh. A Moradel Lamprey, 95% condition. It has a Bless type of number 2, which is plus 10% to something or other. I'm not sure which. We also have 2 spell scrolls. 100 silver. And a note. Wrong thing. Scratched out on the scroll in painstakingly lucid detail was a magical spell which had been titled Stardusk. Scratched out on the scroll in painstakingly lucid detail was a magical spell which had been titled Flame Cast. Okay, let's go ahead and learn that one. Let's go ahead and learn that one. Nighthawks should be advised that the magical traps sent earlier are of an inferior grade and are often unreliable. We have staked out 2 sections of Kingdom Roads to the south of Zun and west of Tearsog to test a new design engineered by the Six. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put that note back. I think we've already found one of those. I don't know why the chest keeps barking at me, though, but... Alright, so if we visit the map and go to the world map. So, west of Tearsog, and that is where we are. Zun, south, so we should have a trap down here somewhere. Okay, not too worried about that, though. A nice looking waterfall over there. Can't click on it though. So we've got some graves and we've got a chest back here. Locklear gritted his teeth. While they had agreed the box should be opened, he was privately concerned the previous user might have left behind an unpleasant surprise. I should have checked for a trap. But oh well, there wasn't a trap. I got a shell out of that. There might be some things in the graves. It fascinated him. Not ordinarily given to morbid moods, Locklear allowed himself to study the tombstone and the name and epitaph inscribed upon it. Celia de Boulin. Water took her to the deeps. Turning to Locklear, Gorath said, "Shall we dig up this grave?" "Not just yet." Paul Dudding. No one knew when he came or when he went. Not yet. I think it probably takes time to dig them up, and you can get shovels. Iruna. In the wilds was the Hadati woman. Wait, what? Maybe it just wasn't close. Aglis Soggin. Another helping put him 6 feet under. Baby Arisa. A week she cried before she slept. David Booley. Buried without a word. So sometimes there'll be clues on these. None of those are jumping out at me as... Which I'll do a big save. I'm not actually sure how the bookmark saves work. Ah, okay. I'll just go with that. So it does an actual bookmark save. Alright. After a brief discussion with Owen, Locklear shook his head. "I know the Mordell spies are using graves as secret caches," he said, "but I'm not too comfortable with the idea of accidentally digging up dead people. Besides, we need a shovel. We'd ruin our swords digging." Okay, so I do need a shovel. Alright. Good to know. It is getting dark. I believe that I have... Caster can sense vessels. Let's wait until, like, I rest and wake up and stuff. Oh, you know what? I should be using that. Because that is better. Let's go ahead and camp for the night. Also... yeah, 5 rations now. 6 and 6. Need to get a few more at some point. Alright, so there is the village of Tearsog. Shop of some kind. And what do we got? 3 Hillman Pawn. The shop was littered with cast-offs, forgotten trinkets, lost items which few would want or need to reclaim. Here it seemed tarnish and rust were the things that were prized, the crumbling items to which they clung only secondary value. Ring of Prander. On many occasions, Owen had seen similar rings used by visiting magicians to cast spells to lighten darkened rooms. While he couldn't be certain by appearances alone, the ring he held was of the same purpose. The reference to the god of light and fire in its name seemed a good indicator. I've got a peasant's key, a gilder's pass key, armorer's hammer, picklocks. Those are really expensive. A practice loot, which I do want. A shovel. Go ahead and haggle. Alright, we're gonna... Alright, just gonna haggle on everything. That is not much of a discount there. But I do want a peasant's key. The Guilder's passkey might be good, too. Although it's kind of expensive. If I get a good price on the practice loot, I will buy it. But, back in. Actually, are the things that I want to sell... Yeah, I'll go ahead and sell that. Okay, he will not buy that. Yeah, so the pawns tend to not buy weapons and armor, despite the picture showing lots of weapons and armor. I do like the artwork that we got on these, though. They're pretty nice. Alright. Shovel. Haggle. Oh, come on. Alright. I did get a few points, and it does benefit everyone. I don't know exactly how it's checking, or if it's just a case of, oh yeah, I was there when Owen was haggling. If I can get that for like 25, I'll buy one. But I'm also not going to sit here for the, you know, forever haggling. And if I can get this for 25, I'll buy it. Don't know about that one. 1 gold seems kind of reasonable. Definitely not reasonable on these lockpicks, though. Definitely not. Not getting any decent price on the shovel either, which is frustrating. I don't think I've gotten a better price than that first haggle on a whetstone that I got for two gold, which is kind of crazy. Come on, shopkeeper. Alright, let's see if we got any skill bonuses. Party's haggling has increased. So if we take a look, click on the wrong thing. 41, 50, and 15. So not too shabby. That should hopefully help a bit. Oh, come on. Hey, you know what? 27, I'll do it. I'll be getting some more money. Now that's unavailable. And I think we'll get enough whetstones as we go that I'll never need to buy too many of those. If I could get that down to 1 gold, I think I'd probably buy a couple. I don't know if, like, certain shops have their own haggling stat that you're checking against. Just go ahead and haggle on that again. I don't know what spell that casts. Light darkened rooms. I don't think I have that spell yet. 1 sovereign, 1 royal. No, haggle again. That's a decent price. Watch me get this one down to like 25 or 24 now. Come on, give me a... oh, hey! There we go. It's the savings of 2 silver, but I do want one. Okay. Last thing is I want a Gilder's Passkey of a reasonable price. Got that down. I do like that you can just leave and come back in. And they'll completely forget that you did the haggling. It's kind of cheesy. You're not going to make it unavailable? Wow. There we go. Alright, I'm looking specifically for these. Come on, game. Give me a decent price on them. Alright, last try. Alright, that's fine. And haggling has increased again. Uh, 43, 52, and a 17. Alright, now go into your... wrong thing. I'll eventually remember what commands are what. Let's see. Using more info. Affecting player statistics. So, barding of 43. If I give both of these to you... barding of 41. So, I was getting 2% just from having those in my inventory, which is kind of interesting. Owen plucked the strings of the practice lute carefully, aware his smallest mistakes were the cause of great grief to others. He could at least say he was learning, however minutely, every time he played the single tune he knew. So it doesn't actually always make a use. Alright, but I'll end up doing that off-screen. Party's barding ability has increased. Is that actually everyone's as well? No. Up to 45, and no. Alright. Still 45 is good. Is that the nearest other building? That appears to be the case. Private residence. Locklear knocked on the door. For a long moment, he leaned against the door frame as he waited. Doesn't seem anyone's about. A woman was on her way out. I really can't stop to talk, she said while tying on an apron around her waist. My husband Ethan's just taken off on another of his scavenging trips for the 3 Hillmen, and I need to watch the place for him. He's always coming back with heaping armfuls of stuff that people have lost or just dropped places. Come by sometime. In a few moments she had hurried out of sight. Locklear pushed the door open. Place is abandoned, Locklear said, looking around the room. Maybe the occupants left something behind we can use. Hey, 6 arrows. Or quarrels. Grabbing a quarrel at one end after the head... One end after the head, and at the other end short of the flights. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I get it. Owen checked the give of the bolt by gently bending it in one direction and then the other. The spine of the arrow seemed good, so it seemed likely there would be little quaver as the quarrel was in flight. Base damage is 3 plus crossbow. Accuracy is 0 plus crossbow plus skill. And you can go ahead and have these for now. The building's windows were shoddy. Even money says it's a tavern, Locklear said. You don't pay much for windows when you have to replace them often. A man stumbled outside. Murray, town undertaker. Who's kicked it? He asked, then amended. Who has departed to the other side? You don't sound as if you believe in life after death. The only thing lively going on in the graveyards is thanks to the living, he said with a chuckle. Only last month I was talking to the gravedigger who tends Lamott's yard. Told me someone had gone into his yard and dug a new grave. He had no idea who was under the stone. Why doesn't he go and dig it up and see? He tapped the side of his head. He's afraid a shade will get him. Supernatural humbo, if you ask me. What's dead stays dead. Never seen a ghost in my life. Goodbye, gents. That is another tip that you can dig up some of the graves to get goodies. They entered a cheery common room. As if grown from the floorboards themselves, a middle-aged man appeared on the spot, and he showed them to a table set next to a roaring hearth. Geoffrey, owner of this tavern, he said with a pleasant smile. Might I interest you in some food today? Sure. Tavern keeper smiled. Splendid! What would you like? So we can get ale, we can get day's rations, we can get Quegian brandy, or we can get 7 rations for 3 gold, 1 silver. That seems pretty good. I am just going to accept that. The price seems pretty reasonable to me. And then we'll try haggling. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so Tavern, got some more rations. I don't think we can technically go north. I think that the game will probably complain to us if we try. A horn sounded in the Inclindell. Immediately, several additional notes echoed the first, passed down the bend of the canyon, while shadows began to appear along the length of the defile. Rising up from behind rocks and out of ditches, dozens scattered men responded to the call of arms. Appearing at the mouth of a previously unnoticed cave, a 40-ish looking gentleman lumbered down from his hiding, and seeing that his guards weren't needed, he whistled for their dismissal. Finn. Well, I didn't expect you to be back this way so soon, senor. I actually wondered if you were going to make it any place at all, cut up like you were. Where's your company, Lieutenant Finn? Why aren't they standing standard guard on this pass? With all due respect, senor, we're digging ourselves out of a pretty mess presently. Not long after you and the Mordell trounced through here, a white screamer came up out of nowhere. Worst snowstorm I've seen in 16 years. 10 miles on down the dell, the pass is buried under 5 feet of snow. We sent out guards to help our forward positions, but I'm not positive they can do much. Kinda like lighting your pipe under the bitter sea. There's no way to get through the Inclindell at all? Not unless you're a snow-burrowing mole or a fire drake, no sir. Whoever may be in the Northlands or in the Kingdom, they've got a long wait on their hands if they need to get down this road. Well, that's it then. We'll have to turn back. Take care, Lieutenant. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, well, given that, I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. When we come back next time, I could head down this way to L'Oreal and Hawks Hollow, but I'm going to go around this way, because we got to Lamut. But we want to continue on. And there is a graveyard around here that I'm going to check out, but that'll be in the next episode. For now, I'm going to go ahead and play all of those loots until they're broken, basically. And then we'll continue on. We'll see how much skill I get out of that. See you then, everyone.